One of the things that a lot of people have complained about recently is that many times job descriptions and job requirements get very specific. But what you're basically saying is, hey, look, if we're an industry of people who all know one recipe, the reality is if I'm asking for one meal, I'm really only want people who have made that meal before, because none of you are cooks.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's a weird way. It's like, it's not good, but it's this, hey, I'm trying to make a new IPMMO. Have you made a new IPMMO before? Because if you haven't, I'm less interested in talking to you. Because even if you've done it badly, you've at least attempted the recipe compared to all the other people that have maybe built a million other types of games. Again, I don't think that rationalizes just how specific we can get, but it speaks to that idea of cooking versus knowing a recipe.
I think there's something else in there that's worth pointing out, which is even the people who have had success once, if I look at my research, I would say that I'm not sure they even understand why they got the success.
Yes, I agree.
They got the success, but I'm not sure they understand how they got it. So when they come to replicate it, they're going to be out of luck. And then when their game fails, they'll probably blame the market. Well, we couldn't find the players to market. What can you do? It wasn't them, obviously, because they knew how to do it before.
Yeah, they've made successful games. Yeah,
exactly.
But it's. I think it's spot on. And again, that's where the confirmation bias and our ability to rationalize whatever reality we're in really kicks in strong. I remember doing a retro with a team, and it was very interesting how many people in this particular retro said something to the effect, because I came in as like an outside consultant to facilitate it. Something to the effect, the game was kind of a critical success, but a commercial failure. So for most studios, that ends up being not a great thing. I mean, it helps your resume, but we might all be job searching soon. And that didn't actually happen. The studio leadership did some really cool stuff and found them some other deals. And but a lot of people said something to the effect of, the game didn't succeed in the way we were hoping, but I worked with some really great people. We did some really great work. Hey, I've been in this industry a while. That's a win. And I remember kind of going like, yikes, like, wait a minute, and I kind of get that there's a part of it that is, hey, that might just be an optimist looking through an optimistic lens. I'm proud of the work I did, even if the game didn't turn out great. Like, if I'm random VFX artist number 7 on a team, maybe I didn't have the authority or influence to drive this all in a better direction. And so I'm taking comfort in that, like, hey, you know what? We did some good stuff here. Simultaneously, though, it was kind of like, whoa. You will always be able to get to the end of whatever happens and go, you know what, though? Worked with some great people, because our industry's filled with great people. I think that's true.
That's true.
And did some good work, learned some things. This one was a win. And it was like, but wait a minute, no, it's not. And again, I can disconnect myself from that reality, to your point. We didn't find the players, the market wasn't right, these various things.
One thing I would say, not only do they find it useful, that's just a general high level people are reporting. It's either very useful or extremely useful. That's the normal result. What they're saying is useful, by far, is that they are seeing how their colleagues are thinking. That is the main consistent takeaway. It's not just that, hey, we're realigned and we weren't aligned 4 hours ago. That's a given, right? That's the obvious. We all saw that happen. What was interesting is I thought it was just me. It's more like the psychology of the team, right? Saying, I thought maybe it was just me that wasn't seeing the full picture. What I saw today is none of us had the full picture.
Yeah.
The team had the full picture. We had to work together as a team to understand the full picture, because different people had different parts of the puzzle. And we only formed the full picture when we were together and talking about it in a structured way. Because a lot of them say, hey, we've talked about it before. Is this another one of those meetings where we just talk? It's like, no, you talk before. You do that every week. The difference in this one is you're talking with a specific structure where we can see the variation. And I emphasize that like at the beginning and the end. It's the structuring that surfaces the variation in thinking. Getting in the room and talking is not doing that. It's confusing you, if anything. It's just going around in an endless circle of talking. I told them before what the game was. Why don't they get it? Because you didn't articulate the middle, the bit that's missing. This brings that up, this hidden bit, and says, how are you? When you fill that gap in, what the game experience was, what did you fill in? Well, here's what I did. Well, guess what? That's not the same as the other 14 people on the team, or actually you're all different, which happens a lot as well. So this is the thing that happens. And the feedback is, I now see that it's not just me that had this problem.
Yeah.
People are guilty almost. Maybe I didn't hear them right. Maybe I'm not experienced enough. Maybe I should have worked harder, or maybe I should have, yes.
I can speak to my own. One of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing is because when I was a producer and I showed up on a team and I had no idea what I was doing and I had a background in military combat and logistics, I remember looking around and seeing how stuff ran, and a common thing was like when I'd see something and it didn't seem right, I would kind of go like, am I the crazy one?
Is it me?
And I remember when certain mentors came to me and explained something, and I realized I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. It's not just me, or it's not, that might work. Oh, there's science behind that, or, oh, okay, this is actually a valid approach. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to help leaders in game development realize that you're not crazy. Like if you're sitting around your office going like, in this case, why aren't we aligned, or are we aligned and I'm the one who doesn't get it, or what's the right, why is everybody doing this? It doesn't seem like it seems like we're doing this stuff that's not the most valuable, but nobody seems to want to stop. And I want to encourage people that like, no, you're not crazy. But like, maybe you are. I can't say for sure you're not. But odds are actually, in my experience, and apparently in yours as well, no, the norm is not that these things are in order. It's that they're not, and that so you're not crazy, and you do need to invest some time. Did you enjoy this episode? If you did and are looking for more conversations like this one, join the Building Better Games Discord community. It's for leaders and producers in game dev who are frustrated with solving the wrong problems and who want to share experiences and learn how to lead and build better games. Check out the show notes to join. I'll see you there.